good bit later, there was Alice. And then it was 1969. And in March, Jimmy and my brother Doug went out to Persimmon Hill to play golf.
You know, Doug, I might just be the luckiest man alive. I have a smart, beautiful wife, 4 smart, beautiful children, and the dairy profit just became profitable for the first time.
Yes, Jimmy, and you've got a hell of a good golf game, too.
We thought we had forever to be young and strong. We learned better one Sunday afternoon in May. You climbed the monkey bridge the boys had built next door. I watched you shinny up the rope and inch forward carefully. You were nearly across. Then ropes, stakes, poles, all came tumbling down. One of the falling logs hit his head. He was crippled, and he lost the use of his arm and his hand. He couldn't farm anymore, so we had to sell the farm. And then there was the surgery. It was supposed to relieve the spasticity in his hand, but it took away his past, our past. You look the same. Your arm is still paralyzed. Your crippled foot still drags. But back then, your thinking brain knew how to make the tractor work, how to plant the beans, to plan and plan and plan. And always you loved me. That I never doubted through it all. I knew I had you there. But that shining steel probe in your brain took away our nights and days together. I don't know how to behave. How does a wife of 20 years forget the learned private moments, now wrinkles on my brain only?
That was hard.
Yes, and I'm afraid I was not as understanding or as kind as I could have been. For a long time, something inside me held back. I look into the past, the stretched out years. 3 yous I see. One who danced till we dropped in the young nights. One crippled, urging me to dance because you loved me. And the now you hated to see me dance. How can I live the tunnel of time? Spinning down the years, smaller as it spins, waiting for the end.
So, how did you carry on?
Once you dreamed somebody had your body and you wanted it back. But you were strong, brave, ever hopeful, never complaining. You did miracles with your paralyzed hand and crippled foot. You couldn't hunt or fish or play golf or even clip your own fingernails. But you found joy in your children's eyes and that nested in your gourds. And in my love for you and your love for me, you have prevailed, my husband of 54 years. How did I carry on? I learned. I learned that love does not stand still. That somebody you love will always change. Every day there are little adjustments. If you hold too tightly to who you were when you were 20 or even 37, you can't make those adjustments. And that's what the words mean. In sickness and in health, for richer or poorer, till death do you part. Our marriage prevail. Life is really all about learning. Maybe that's the definition of being alive.
Well, you certainly have done a whole heap of learning. How many letters do you tack on the end of your name right now? There's MA for master's, PhD for doctorate.
That's all.
That's enough.
Well, that's as far as I could go. I just did it. We were living off my teacher's salary, and I needed more money, so the only way to make my salary go up was to get another degree. So I did.
You're trying to tell me that the only reason you drove back and forth to Columbia 2 or 3 afternoons a week for however many years was so that you could make a little more money?
Well, it was the only way.
I'll believe that when pigs fly. It wasn't fun. I mean, I heard that when you drove up to Lula Coleman's house to pick her up for class, y'all were talking together. You were laughing and she was laughing, and when you dropped her back off later that night, y'all were still laughing. And you and Caroline Himble, how many classes did y'all take together? And didn't you go with Betty Rose Horn too, Gloria? There must have been a lot of others that I don't even know about.
All right, okay. I loved it. Who wouldn't? I remember one education class where the professor said, it was a class in creativity, he said, come back tomorrow with something that did not exist today. And I went home and I made a dress for Alice's dog. And I realized that teaching and mothering are the same in that they're both about creativity, about bringing into being something that didn't exist before, or helping into being something that needed help being born.
And now you have a whole shelf of books in your house on Eudora Welty.
I do. That was my dissertation. Relationships in the novels of Eudora Welty. Doing that dissertation, well, all right, all my graduate work, I was like Brer Rabbit in the briar patch.
Brer Rabbit?
Don't you know Brer Rabbit? Huh, my goodness. I used to read Brer Rabbit to my children all the time.
With that, he pranced lippity-clippity, laughing and laughing till he can't laugh no more.
Mama, why are leaves shaped like hearts? Mama, do you remember the waves combing their hair?
A mustard seed with rain and warm sunshine and good rich earth becomes a tree to shelter the birds of the air. An unborn child with care and love and understanding becomes a person to give of himself to others. So pat, so easy. easy it seems when you're young to be a mother. Bring up a child in the way that he should go, and he will not depart from it. They taught me in Sunday school, and I believe. My dark-haired boy, eyes filled with laughter, eager to please, loud, loving, struggling to find himself, and in his struggling, teaching me. Love is not simple. Love vaunteth not himself. Somewhere, his light went out, and I learned.
Mama, can I come home? This is hell.
And opening the door, I say, yes, come home from anywhere. Bring up a child in the way that he should go. And I learned. I used to believe that no sorrow could come to the ones that I love. I used to think I held them in a magic circle. Now, I am a woman. I have put away childish notions. Then I saw